Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my very first PC video. This is Diablo 3 and this is a Witch Doctor build for Nightmare. So let's dive right into the skills that I use here. The most important skill is Vision Quest. Anytime you have 4 more skills on cooldown, you get 300% mana regen. That is good because you set 4 skills that you always want on cooldown with 1 offensive skill, and you can pretty much fire it off at will. Next is Spirit Vessel, which reduces the cooldown of Horrify, Spirit Walk, and Soul Harvest by 2 seconds. And the most important aspect is if you die, you'll automatically revive and enter Spirit Walk for 3 seconds and gain 10% of your life. This is basically a failsafe, but it only works once every 90 seconds. It has saved my life many times. Use it. And this one is kind of up for debate, but I use Jungle Fortitude, just reduces all damage by 20%. For this build, for the purpose of it, because of the 300% mana regen, also Pierce the Veil might be interesting to you. I've debated using this, but I'm just playing it safe with Jungle Fortitude. This would be like an all-out offense. You'd really get a lot of damage out of that. Now for the actual skills. So, use Gargantuan. This is mostly just to sponge damage. It doesn't really do as much damage as it used to do on the other difficulties, and I probably will end up replacing it soon. But this one, it really just does a good job of driving attention away from you. So I use it with Restless Giant here. So every time you're around 5 enemies or near elite packs, champions, rares, bosses, any of that stuff, he'll go all crazy mode for 15 seconds, gain some movement speed, attack speed, and does a lot more damage. Then I use the Fetish Army, which does some of what the same purpose as the Gargantuan does. It distracts the enemies, gives you some breathing room, and I use Legion of Daggers, which gives me 3 more of these fetish guys. Also, I found Fetish Ambush to be pretty useful when you're surrounded by enemies. If you summon them, it just pretty much kills everything. That's my experience with it so far, but I've been using this one lately. Now, these two are pretty much staples, Spirit Walk and Soul Harvest. So Spirit Walk basically gives you invincibility for a couple seconds, and I also use it with Honored Guest to restore some mana while I'm also doing that. Probably once I get to 53, I'll probably use Healing Journey because I use this more as a getaway, kind of a safe ability. And then with Spirit Walk, I use Soul Harvest with Siphon to gain some life and also to buff up my intelligence. So what I do is you basically use Spirit Walk, run into a group of enemies, Soul Harvest, run out, so now you're buffed, you're healed, and then you have 2 on cooldown there. Hopefully you've summoned these 2, that would make 4, and then you start launching these. So let's go to my second last skill. I use Hex with Hedge Magic. So this Fetish Shaman that comes out for 12 seconds, it turns a lot of enemies into chickens. It's even worked on some bosses, rare packs. I think I faced Zoltan Kuhl and it turned him into a chicken. So it works on various bosses and stuff. It worked on Belial too, the first stage. And I use Hedge Magic just for the extra healing, which is also really helpful. And it has a really short cooldown, so you can almost always have this guy running. And now, my main offensive skill, I've been using Zombie Charger with Explosive Beast. So this sends a zombie dog, a flaming zombie dog that does 236% weapon damage, and it also has a pretty good area of effect of 9 yards. So what you want to have for this last skill, it's really up to you, but this one I found to do the most damage. But use something that has a high mana cost because you're getting this bonus with Vision Quest after having pretty much, should be, at least 4 of these skills on cooldown. I've experimented with Acid Cloud and Acid Raid. That was really effective. It kills, like, I've hit 20 enemies at once and killed them all at once. Acid Cloud is also really good. There's other stuff you can use that are of a high mana cost. It's really up to you, but lately I've found that the Zombie Charger with the Explosive Beast is really good. So now, let's just kind of dive right into some enemies here. Please excuse the frame rate. I'm running this on a laptop right now. So let's try to find some enemies and show you basically how I run this kind of build here. Okay, it's surprisingly clear. Okay. So basically what you want to do, you start a battle, you summon the Gargantuan, you summon the Fetish Army, use Hex, summon the Fetish Shaman, Spirit Walk into the enemies, Soul Harvest them, and then start firing off Zombie Chargers. That's basically the gist of it. Come on, enemies. There we go. Gargantuan, Fetish Shaman, Hex, Then Spirit Walk to some enemies, Soul Harvest, run out, and start throwing out zombie dogs. I'm gonna get mauled right here, but still doing some awesome damage. So see, I can pretty much fire these off at will until I get Soul Harvest and Spirit Walk back, buff up again, recover some health, and fire my unlimited source of zombie dogs. Every time your Soul Harvest and Spirit Walk are back up, run back into enemies, buff up again, and repeat. Buff, summon the hedge magic guy, the shaman, Hex, every once in a while. It comes back every 15 seconds. It'll always heal you, should keep you alive for the most part, along with Soul Harvest and Siphon. See this guy turn into a chicken, blast him. And every time the Gargantuan and everything is done, resummon them. The Fetish Army takes a while to summon, so you won't have to worry about that. That'll pretty much be on cooldown for most of the time. Oh, get knocked back a bit. Join the game here for a bit. Don't mind that. Anyways, I can pretty much keep firing on zombie dogs. As you can see, my mana is pretty much refilling itself. Summon the shamans and the Gargantuan, Soul Harvest and Spirit Walk constantly, and you'll always have 4 on cooldown. I'm getting some major lag there, but anyways, that's pretty much the gist of it. Hopefully it's helped you guys out. It's been working really well for bosses too. It's a very zombie dogs is good as a single target as well as a decent area of effect. So I think it does what you need it to do, really. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helped you guys out. So yeah, see you later.